certificates or documents per year. This year we have increased. Now we are at around 5,000 documents. Yes, so we've more than
a big leap.
We've more than multiplied by 2.
Yeah.
Because of a bit of changes here and there and efficiencies. Because of delays and people wanting to jump the queue, that's where the issues of compromise can come in. But also because of the nature of corruption, corruption, the giver and the recipient are both happy, so
both corrupt.
They will most likely not report to me or any other person that there has been cases of corruption here. But where we get any case of corruption, certainly we deal with it in accordance with the law. But to address issues of capacity, this is what we have done as the institution. The whole of NEMA has been restructured.
Okay.
We've restructured NEMA. We have a new structure, which was approved last year, and we have started feeding the new structure. The original NEMA, or call it old NEMA in the courts, had 132 staff.
Okay.
The new NEMA has 413 staff. 413 staff. So
wow.
We are tripling the number of staff of NEMA.
Talking about staff of NEMA,
yes,
there's been also an issue of brokers.
Yeah.
We do not know as the public who is the right worker of NEMA or who to go to be helped in the past. Probably that's also in the past. But has it been dealt with where you find they are brokering the services of NEMA?
NEMA services.
The cost for the developer.
The developers should not allow to go through brokers. Why should you go through brokers?
The problem comes with knowing who to deal with, who is the consultant that NEMA. Like you said, there was a staffing issue.
Yes.
So it brings in that of who do we tell is a NEMA worker.
So this is what it is. If you are a developer and you want to undertake development, you don't come to NEMA first.
Okay.
No. There is a group of people called environment and social impact assessors. These are professionals that are certified by NEMA to conduct studies on behalf of the developers, make the reports on behalf of the developers, give the reports to the developers, and then the developers make a submission to NEMA.
Okay.
So the first point is to identify a certified practitioner of your choice. And we publish these on our website and in the media every year because we license them annually. If you go on our website, nema.go.ug, you will find certified practitioners for their 2023.
Okay.
They will expire in December. We issue another list. So the first step is to identify the environment practitioner of your choice. The environment practitioner undertakes the study, environment and social impact studies.
It's not a NEMA worker.
No, these are not NEMA workers. These are
independent. Very key.
These are independent consultants who are certified by NEMA. It's like a lawyer.
Okay.
The lawyers are certified by the law council, but they are not staff of a court. But they work on behalf of court because actually they are called officers of court.
Yeah.
So even the practitioners can be in courts called officers of NEMA, but they are not employees
of NEMA.
They are independent consultants. Then after that, when your report is ready, the developer does not need even to come to NEMA.
Yeah.
You only make a submission to an email currently, which is going to change very soon.
Who makes the submission?
Developer makes the submission.
After getting a report from
the practitioner.
Okay.
The developer makes a submission and submits it to an email, which is submissions@nema.go.ug.
Okay.
So you don't need to come to NEMA in the first place. You don't need to see anybody in NEMA or to know anybody in NEMA. When you submit your submission, within 2 to 3 days, you receive a reference number.
Okay.
The reference number becomes now your number to follow up your project.
Now, after that, how many days do I need to get my report back?
Yes, under the ideal circumstances, for projects that are not complicated, you need 21 days.
Oh.
Projects that are not complicated.
Complicated is estates or hydro?
No, like factories, hydropower, roads.
Okay.
Those ones can take a lot of time because you have to even visit. But for simple projects like, an apartment, those really, within 21 days, you can actually have your thing approved. But sometimes it can delay at the district level because when we receive your application, the law requires that we have to share it with the district or city where the house or the building is located for their comments. So getting the comments back can sometimes delay.
Okay.
And the law only allows us to proceed if the delay is 21 days old.
Okay.
If a lead agency or local government has not made comments in 21 days, we are permitted to proceed without their comments.
Thank you very much. We are going to take a very short break. We will be back continuing this very interesting conversation. Our dear viewers, see you in a short while. Welcome back from that short break. Dear guests, we are still here at NEMA offices. For those of you who are planning to build or who have projects, don't forget to get a NEMA certificate to proceed construction. Yes, you were telling us about the number of days or amount of time that we should be calling delay. What is the stipulated time that any person constructing or building should wait for to get a NEMA certificate?
The law sets 60 days for a project to be considered delayed. Okay. After 60 days, it starts being a delay because the law envisages that within 60 days, somebody should have their certificate really. And we are going to have it fulfilled because we have now automated the system. Because the current system is we receive your project on email, submissions at nema.go.ug. After you've made a submission, we give you a reference number, then the review starts. When it is approved, we post it on the website. That's the new NEMA arrangement. We post it on the website, then you are permitted to go and pay the fees. But before you submit, you must meet the minimum requirements, which is you must have your environment and social impact assessment report, which is the study done by the practitioner for complicated projects. Okay. For simple projects, a developer can make the report themselves.
Even when I'm constructing my house to live in, do I need a NEMA certificate?
For unstored houses like bungalows, which are not for commercial purposes, you don't need a NEMA certificate.
Even a 2-floor villa.
When it is stored, because the law sets thresholds beyond which you require environment and social impact assessment. And if you do without it, it is a criminal offense under Section 157, which is punishable by 15 years jail sentence.
Oh my God.
Or for individuals, up to a maximum fine of 2 billion Uganda shillings, or for the case of companies, up to a maximum fine of 10 billion Uganda shillings. So it is a capital offense, and you shouldn't be caught in that act, yet you can avoid it. So when the document comes, we share it with the local governments for their comments. Once their comments come in, if we must, we also inspect the place. Sometimes we may not inspect if the local government has inspected and we have the report. Then after, we make a verdict, whether a yes or no. If it is a yes, we ask you to pay the remaining 70% of the payable fees. You pay 30% of the payable fees on submission.
How much is that?
It depends. It depends on the cost of the project.
It's a percentage?
Yes, it is a proportion. And you are required to attach a certificate of valuation of your project when you are making a submission.
I can't.
It is, you can't guess.
Value.
No, you have to get a certified valuer or a certified quantity surveyor to certify the bills of quantities so that we know the cost of the project and therefore we charge you. The charge is 0.0% of the cost, so
That's
it's not
nothing.
a lot of money.
When you say 0.0.
Yeah, because the highest
is it 0.0?
The highest is 0.05. That's the highest for big projects. For small projects where the money is too small, it can be 0.02, 0.01. The law has a schedule of these percentages, so they depend on the cost range of your project. If it is in a slab that is so big, for example, a trillion project, the maximum will be 0.05
Okay.
percent. So it's not really a lot of money. It is a nominal value. And once it is posted as approved on the website, then you go ahead and pay 70% of the remaining fees, and then we issue your certificate. But now we
Do you refund if it's a no?
No, we don't refund. The law does not require that we refund because we have actually made the effort. We have spent to do the assessment of your project. We have transported inspectors to go there. So the money has been used to assess your project. But if it is a no, you don't pay the 70%. You only lose the 30% you paid on submission.
What does a no mean? A no means don't even dare use that
Yeah,
land?
the development can be rejected.
That particular development, or I can modify it and come back?
That particular development, you can submit another development.
And come back.
For example, like you have had, we can't allow any development in a wetland. So it will be simple rejection, no development. If you develop, it's a criminal offense.
Okay.
If it is, say, a petrol station, we now have new regulations for petrol stations.
They are popping up every corner.
So we have new regulations now, 2022. We do not allow now a new petrol station within less than 3 kilometers from another petrol station.
That is still under NEMA?
Yes, we assess. We do not allow a petrol station, for example, less than 500 meters from a church, from a school, from
another petrol station?
3 kilometers.
Okay.
From a school, from a market, from a place of worship, from a road junction, there must be more than 500 meters.
Okay.
So we have no petrol station on bends, for example. If the road is on a steep bend, we don't. So there are rules. So if it is a no based on standard rules, you can't make a resubmission for such a development because it is not permitted development.
Okay.
If it is just a few things for improvement, we can require you to resubmit by correcting those few mistakes. For example, if your land has a wetland and a dry part, which is a common occurrence, we can reject and say rescope your development to fit within the dry part and leave the wetland part intact, untouched, as perhaps your eco compound or neighborhood, so that you can enjoy it, but in its natural form, not modified development.
Thank you so much. That has been very exhaustive. I like the fact that you're encouraging the use of professionals in the whole construction process. I agree with you on that. Now, you've talked about the effects of building on a wetland. Is it the cause of flooding? Because we see our city is flooding these days. Is that also under your jurisdiction?
Well, drainage systems, waste management, roads, noise, etc. are responsibilities of urban authorities and local governments. NEMA does not construct, for example, drainage channels, but
doesn't the flooding account for environment?
No, everything is environment, including building. A building is physical environment, like I said. A road, a drainage channel, they are all environment, and we regulate them. We even license landfills where they put waste.
Yes.
We license transport companies that transport waste. So we regulate the whole sector, but we don't offer direct services like roads or drainage channels